there was a crazy, weird development with the Arizona election last night, apparently, as a weird graphic went across the screen on one of the Fox affiliates there. Kari Lake's former station. This is the major candidate that they are afraid of on a nationwide level. The longtime news anchor that knows how the system works and is sick of the corruption and has decided to run for office to make the needed changes. And they don't like that. And so instead of doing what she's told and reading the script, now she's turned on the establishment. So they're pulling out all the stops to try to go after her somehow. But here's the latest. They just displayed a graphic showing that her opponent, Katie Hobbs, has won the Arizona governor's race 12 days before the election. Roll clip.
10 News is back.
A new report reveals the most expensive cities to rent in, and several places in Arizona made the cut. According to rental site Zumper, the median one-bedroom apartment in the Big Apple goes for more than $3,800 a month. That's well above the national median of roughly $1,400. In Arizona, 2 cities made the top 25. Scottsdale came in at 15 with a median rent of nearly $1,900.
So isn't that interesting? And Kari Lake, as she says here, whoa, right after my press conference, going after the media. Is this retaliation? Oh, she did a fantastic job of shaming them. They're terrified of her, and they do not want her taking a position of power, and they especially don't want her looking into the last election if there's something there to be found.
Is she an election denier, Kari Lake? And that was like going around on all different cable news. What do you elaborate on this?
I'm actually shocked you asked that question.
Well,
actually, answer.
I have to give you a tough one once in a while.
You know, I did a little, actually, Anthony, how old are you?
20.
Are you a journalist?
No.
Well, you did better research than half these people. Let's talk about election deniers. Here's 150 examples of Democrats denying election results. Oh wow, look at this. This is from Joe Biden's press secretary. Reminder, Brian Kemp stole the gubernatorial election from Georgians and Stacey Abrams. Democrats saying that. Is that an election denier? Oh, look at this. Just heard Republican Ryan Costello said it would be difficult for Stacey Abrams to win because she lost her state bid, but yet she's still claiming she never lost. This is outright. Hillary Clinton. Trump is an illegitimate president. Is she an election denier? This one says, was the 2016 election legitimate? It now definitely is a question worth asking. That's the Los Angeles Times. So it's okay for Democrats to question elections, but it's not okay for Republicans. It's a crock of BS. Every one of you knows it. We have our freedom of speech, and we're not going to relinquish it to a bunch of fake news propagandists.
Here's a tweet from Richard Grinnell saying this is the enemy of the people. These guys will do anything to keep their job. And it's sad to see what journalism has devolved into. It's just total propaganda mouthpieces. They just do what they're told. They stick to the script. They use the talking points. And they go after anybody who disagrees with them. It's total trash. And it's awesome that Kari Lake, being a part of that system, is now turning against it. But I mean, how do they come up with this graphic here showing the number even of votes? So they're trying to get this in your head. Maybe they were saving this for election night, but it feeds into that fear that people have that there's no election integrity. Now, Fox 10 came out and acknowledged this, so this was a real thing. It says at 5:50 p.m. during the newscast, today a graphic appeared on the left side showing the test results. They were generated by the Associated Press, which distributes results to clients, saying this graphic was never meant to go on air. Yeah, no shit. And the numbers were only part of a test. The station has taken steps to make sure this cannot happen again. So were they saving it, or was there somebody on the inside that saw this and decided to blow the whistle? Maybe. We don't really know, but it is strange, and we definitely have to ask those questions, especially in probably the most high-profile election in the country. And like I said, the establishment is desperate to beat Kari Lake, and they have Katie Hobbs, who's afraid to debate, and you can't really blame her because she's not sitting well on the issues, and Kari Lake knows her stuff, and she's very confident, and she's very happy to have that conversation, but Katie has ducked her every chance she's gotten, and she's just hoping that the establishment can somehow find a way to push her over the finish line. But even the people on Good Morning America were having a little trouble when they were talking about her, saying, you could come off as you're scared by ducking these debates. So here, let's dig into this article from the Gateway Pundit. Even the far left hacks on GMA turning on Katie Hobbs. She went on to the show that morning to discuss her gubernatorial race after Kari Lake jumped to an 11-point lead in the latest poll out of Arizona.
But thank you for being here. And look, your opponent, Kari Lake, is an election denier. Here we are, and this year, an election denier, though, is leading you in many polls. Why?
Every poll has been in the margin of error, and we always knew this was going to be a tight race.
It is a battleground stake. The polls are razor thin, as you point out. Why have you refused to debate your opponent? She wants to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with you, with a moderator.
Look, it is honestly ridiculous that somebody who has based their whole campaign on these lies that are intended to dismantle our democracy, that somehow the problem is that I won't give her a bigger stage to do that. I'm focused on how I can have the best opportunity to make my case directly to voters.
Don't you think perhaps some of your opponents say it makes you look weak?
When people like Kari Lake did everything they could to challenge the election results and try to overturn the will of the voters, I stood firm, and I continue to stand firm.
Why not challenge her, though, in a public forum? I'm just curious.
As far as I'm concerned, the debate about debates is over. I'm running my campaign the way I'm running my campaign. I'm going to continue to make the case directly to voters.
At worst, it could come off as you're scared to step on that stage, and at best, you're not willing to confront. We're in a new era.
Well, that's quite the development there in Arizona, as they appear to be panicking, and it looks like they may be trying to foreshadow the election results, or maybe they're planning to steal it from her. We don't know. There's many questions that need to be answered. But the thing that's most disturbing about this is that the Democrats, not only do they not really want to engage in the debates because they don't sit well on the issues, but they're always trying to change the rules of the voting procedures, which a lot of people have a problem with. We need election integrity. And the Democrats may say something like they agree with that, but it's not. There's nothing about the process that is transparent to people. They called the election in Arizona way too early. People were suspicious. They dug in. They had cyber ninjas investigate. The audit still never technically finished. And it seems like the Democrats, they always want, drop boxes or early voting, no ID. They want to lower the voting age, or they don't want to clean up the voter rolls. They don't want signature verification, especially with the drop boxes. They don't want the auditing of the Dominion machinery. It seems like they're always trying to find some method or loophole to take advantage of the system, what other people might call cheating. So we don't know. But if there's one race to watch in the country, it's certainly Arizona and Kari Lake and Katie Hobbs. So we'll see how it develops, but very exciting stuff. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time.